Welcome to this Intro to WordPress lecture. In this lecture, we're going to cover a quick history of WordPress itself, and then I'm going to talk a little bit about why choose WordPress. More than 10 years in the making. A lot of people think that WordPress is pretty recent, but in fact, you'll soon realize that it was started in mid-2003 by Matt Mullenweg and Mark Little. Matt Mullenweg is actually still in control of WordPress and runs Automatic, the company behind it. WordPress comes in a couple of different flavors, but the predominant one in use today is the open source version at WordPress.org. Originally, it started out its life as a blogging engine, but really now it's a fully fledged content management system. It's considered by a lot of people as a full-blown application development platform because of the plugins and widgets that can be added, the theming and the skinning that you can do to it. As I mentioned, there are two flavors of WordPress. There's WordPress.org, which is the open source, freely available version that a large number of sites on the internet use. And then there's WordPress.com, which is the completely managed, hosted version run by Automatic themselves. We're going to be talking throughout this course about WordPress.org. So why should you use WordPress? Well, it's big. 23% of all websites today are running on WordPress. If you break that down into actual numbers, that basically means there are 250 million sites on the internet running WordPress. And WordPress is regularly used by NASA, Ford, New York Times, and strangely enough, my 11-year-old son also has it. So it extends out to anyone and everyone who wants to use it. WordPress has a really strong development community, and that comes from the open source nature, but also the process by which they go through to release updates and new versions of the product. There are literally tens of thousands of active developers working on WordPress today, and so you get readily available support and help. Their online community is amazing. You can just simply go there to their forums and just ask questions, and dozens of people are willing and able to help you and give you some both technical but also user-based advice. It's pretty easy to get started with WordPress, and I think that's one of the reasons for its overwhelming success. Almost every hosting company online will give you a single button-click installation of WordPress. There's no cost, so therefore the barriers to entry are quite low. And honestly, it's very user-friendly, and it's easy to get started on creating content, which is what most people want to do. There aren't many people who want to start a website and then go out and learn a whole content management system, start thinking about how they're going to program their own plugins and building their own sidebars and worrying about things like mobile versions of their site. People just want to push a couple of buttons and start delivering the content, which is the point of the site. It's a very powerful and flexible platform. So over the years, WordPress has grown from this simple blogging tool to an application and content management solution. And pretty much there's functionality available for anything really with their advanced features and some of the plugins that are available. There are thousands of themes available for free. There are paid themes, premium themes that let you change and customize your site's appearance very, very quickly without having to get into CSS and HTML5. It's pretty straightforward for the most part. But what about SEO? I mean, this is a course about SEO on WordPress. Well, WordPress has you covered when it comes to SEO. The bones of SEO right out of the box when it comes to WordPress are pretty good. There are some content SEO fundamentals that you need to understand, and that's what we're going to talk about in this course. And there are a couple of plugins and some small tweaks that will make up for some of the areas of WordPress that aren't quite fully optimized out of the box. So in summary, I recommend to people they should use WordPress for their content delivery by default. You should almost have to have a reason not to use WordPress instead of debating whether or not you should use it. And then when it comes to SEO, WordPress is pretty easy to achieve, and it also gives you a pretty powerful platform on which to work.